What is good? It's your friendly neighborhood boot nerd here, and today I'm giving you a top 5 list of things you absolutely shouldn't do to your boots in order to get the best playing performance, experience and durability out of them. And in short, it's about getting the most out of boots that you've probably paid a handsome sum of money for, and in order to do that, here are 5 things to avoid. Number 5 is taking out the laces in your high-cut boots to copy the Purecontrol. Now, we've all seen the infamous ACE17 Purecontrol, and we've probably also all thought, hey, why don't we take out the laces in our high-cut boot to get that really distractionless fit from the Purecontrol? And while you will get that if you take the laces out, and the boot probably will stay on your foot for the most of the match, what you won't get is the stability and the lockdown that you get from, you guessed it, the laces. And from the performance side of things, that's not a very good thing. So if you do want a completely laceless football boot, just get the Purecontrol. Number 4 is to choose your new boot depending on which position you play on the pitch or what your idol is wearing. Now guys, this is something you should do before you actually go out and buy a new football boot. Don't just go out and decide to get a boot depending on which position you're playing on the pitch, or get a takedown or the same silo as your idol is wearing. It's not necessarily a bad boot, but you owe it to yourself to really do your research and find out what the best boot you can get for the money you have is. It's important that you get a boot that's comfortable and that it gives you what you actually want in a football boot. So don't just go out and buy it because Gareth Bale is wearing it or because it's called Mercurial CR7 something something. There are a lot of good boots out there that cost less money, and it might be the perfect one for you. Number 3 is to tumble your boots dry. Now, I know that a lot of people really think about putting their boots in the washing machine, and that's an okay thing to do, as long as you don't wash your leather boots, seriously don't do it, and as long as you use a low temperature. But what you never ever should be doing is to throw them in the tumble dryer afterwards. Whether you've played in the rain and they're wet or you just took them out of the washing machine, seriously don't do it. Because the heat from the tumble dryer is going to cause the glue that holds everything together to melt. And also, the upper might crack, and in general, your boots will just suffer under it, and eventually, they're going to fall apart. Now, I did it. I'm going to hold my hands up to my Magistas. I've only used them a couple of times, and the upper is already starting to split from the sole plate. In other words, they're falling apart. So seriously, don't do it. You can wash them, but don't tumble them dry. Number 2 is using your FG boots on AG pitches. Now, I've kind of covered this before in my top 5 AG boots that you can watch by clicking the little eye in the corner of the screen. But for the sake of your boot's durability, try to avoid using FG boots on AG pitches at all costs. And that's because FG boots aren't built to withstand the extra abrasion and friction you get from playing on an artificial grass pitch. And that means that they're probably going to break a lot faster, and you're gonna lose your warranty, so you can't get a replacement pair, unless you have to buy a new one, that is. And also, you risk getting injured on top of everything else. So try to avoid using your FG boots on AG pitches if at all possible. Or, even more simple, just go out and buy a pair of AG boots, and you're gonna be a happy camper, I promise. Now, for honorable mentions, the first one is try to always get the right size. It sounds pretty simple, but in order to get the best comfort in your boot, you need to get the right size, so it's not too big and it's not too small. So get to know your size, get to know the different brand sizings, and you should be fine. Also, don't customize your football boots unless you really know what you're doing, because the second you start amending them or doing whatever to them, you lose your warranty. And if you screw up, well, there's no going back. In general, common sense is a really good thing when you deal with your football boots, and that is the biggest do. Number 1 is not caring for or cleaning your football boots. Now guys, this is probably the biggest no-go if you have even the slightest intention of getting some durability out of your boots. Boots need care, and if you're one of those guys that just takes your boots and sticks them in the bag after you've used them, until next time you're gonna take them out, listen up. Now, boots need to be cleaned, and you can get yourself some very nice tools for that. And if they're wet, you need to dry them, but they need to dry naturally. Don't stick them in the tumbler or a heat closet or put them on a radiator. They need to dry naturally, so put in a few newspapers and let them suck up the moisture and you're gonna be all golden. And if you have leather boots, give them some leather food once in a while and they are gonna love you for it and turn all butter on you, and they're gonna last longer. So guys, do these few things, it doesn't take long, and not only will your boots look better, they're gonna feel better, and they're gonna last you longer. So seriously, don't forget it. Get out those brushes. Now guys, that was my top 5 things not to do with your football boots. And obviously, I could have thrown a lot of really stupid things on the list as well, like setting your boots on fire or cutting them in half just because you're kind of curious to see what's inside. But you kind of get the deal. Don't do stupid things to your football boots. But guys, if you have any questions or comments, leave them right down in the comment section down below. And in the same breath, don't forget to subscribe by hitting the green bubble right up there. And if you had a good time, show us some love and leave us some likes. Leave us some likes, not just one like. Leave us some likes. And with those words, I'm signing off. Cheerio.